Hello everyone, welcome back to another Matthew the Young Aviator video. Today I'll be doing a tutorial on how to start up the FA-18C Hornet from a cold and dark state. So, with that said, let's hop into the cockpit. Okay, so here we are in our FA-18C Hornet. Here we are parked in Nevada, and it's a beautiful morning. Let's get our F-18 started up. First we provide some power to the aircraft by turning on the battery switch. After that we have to run the fire test. First we do the test A, or track A.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left. Engine fire right.
Hold it down, it will run through the entire recording.
Fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
There we go. After it finishes its recording, you have to wait a couple seconds for the tapes to rewind. Something to note, this will also disable the bleed air because it turns off everything. It even turns on the fire lights up here, just like we'll show in track B. Turns on the fire lights here.
Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU
Just wait a couple seconds for it to rewind and then run test B.
Bleed air left.
After running test A.
Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
There we go. Now we can start up our APU to provide some more power to the aircraft. Once the ready light turns on, green, that means the APU is ready to start up. We are good to start up our right engine. Now we can put the engine crank onto the right here. It is a bit bright. Now we will look here to the IFE. When RPM reaches around 25 or 26, we can now start supplying power by putting the right throttle to idle, just like that. And we wait until the RPM reaches 65, then we can continue the startup. Okay, here we can see the temperature rising, fuel flow rising. 66, 65. Now the aircraft will run through its built-in test. Testing everything. Now it's just starting up. Now at this point you can turn on our lower MPCD and our two DDIs, including the HUD. They still haven't started up. There we go. We'll adjust the HUD brightness a bit. And here are our DDIs. Now we'll start up the left engine and we'll continue from there. At this point you can close the canopy as it is getting quite loud. So hold it to close and the canopy will close automatically. There we go. Now RPM 27, we can do left throttle to idle. So we'll supply some fuel and wait for it to rise. The left AMAT pressure is turned off. Left generator should turn on soon. There we go. Left engine is started up. Now something you want to start early after starting up the engines. You want to start up the INS alignment. So first you want to go INS to ground. If you are on a carrier though, set INS to CV. That's for carrier alignment. We are on the ground, so we'll do a ground alignment. Soon the quality will get better and better until just by the quality it will say OK. And now we can start seeing the aircraft. We'll do a sort of flow from the left console down to the right console. So let's start. Onboard oxygen generation system, OBOGs. Turn it on. You don't want to die of hypoxia when you're high in the air fighting a Russian. FCS, we want to reset to get rid of all these warnings. And also, if you go to the FCS page, we want to make sure there are no crosses. That's the APU turning off. That does normally. Now we can set the takeoff trim push. Now we want to go back to the built-in test. How it works, pretty much if you want to go back to the page selection. Here you can select menu. Right here now you use tactical page. Here support page, and then select where you want to go. This is very brief, not how it works all of it, but it's just a very brief. We will go to FCS bit because we will do FCS bit later. After we'll come here. Very important note: if you're on a carrier, turn anti-skid. Now let's raise the flaps really quickly. Let's raise the flaps to auto for takeoff, half, and full flaps for landing. Auto anti-skid, anti-skid. It wants to be turned off for a carrier, and then we want to turn it on for a field operation. It is very important because that's where space matters, and you don't want to go accidentally going off the deck on the carrier. So you want anti-skid off if you're in a carrier, anti-skid on if you're in airfields. Very important. We come down here to turn the ALR 67 on. That is the RWR, the radar warning receiver. If an enemy aircraft is locking you up, you need it so you'll know that it's locking you up with radar. ECM we can send to standby, it will start up, and dispenser bypass and dispenser to on, correction, not bypass, dispenser to on, so we will program it later. What I like to do here while in this area, I like to turn off the map. Right now we have the moving map, but it's very hard to see the alignment, so select mode and select map to turn it off, so we'll be able to see the alignment easily. After that we can come here. We want to uncage the artificial horizon here. Set the local pressure. It's 29902. It's standard pressure here in Nevada for today, but if you have a different pressure, you want to set it here. Here we are. We will turn on the radar altimeter. So, well, I like to set it to 600 feet, so when you're coming in for landing, it will make the nice sound you just heard, sort of wallop sound. Now radar altimeter is on. At this point, we can turn on the bleed for some air conditioning, the bleed air. Simply do a 360 from norm, turn it all the way around, back to norm. And that is all you will need. Now the aircraft is ready to fly except for the INS, but there are some additional tests which we can do. First, let us run the FCS bit switch. So we'll hold this FCS bit here and press the FCS button in the bit page if you want to come to FCS here. Now stop holding the FCS bit switch, and here you should see everything moving. For example, the flaps, the elevators, etc. Once it has go here, it means that it is good for takeoff. It is important if the plane has been in the hangar for a long time. Not so important, you don't need to do it every time you start up your aircraft, but this is good to do. We'll come back to the bit page, and we will test our helmet mounted device. Or display, correction, display. So now make sure it is not too bright, so we can adjust the brightness here, and we will come to displays and we'll test our HMD. So here's will show in test, and it will run through the same displays. You can stop it after 2 times. So this is the 3rd time this is coming up, so you can press the stop button. And now I want to align the HMD. So we'll come to the support page here, onto the HMD page, and want to press align. Now position the cross on your HMD to the same cross on the HUD. Just like so. When it is good, right around there, simply hold the cage on cage button, and once it says align OK, simply release the cage on cage button. Now you need to do a fine alignment. Simply position the cross to be in the center and on. So here there is, so let me take it off. With the TDC switch, you want to position the cross on the center, position with the TDC switch, TDC. After that, press the cage on cage. Then you have the roll. So let me unput. So now you simply want to position the roll on to the cross. So like this. After that, press the cage on cage switch. Come down and unbox align. You have now aligned your display. After that, we are going to want to set our EW page to set everything, such as the dispenser. We can now set our dispenser to manual 1, semi-auto 1, or auto 1, and then there are the different things that you can set it to. So auto 1, it will release automatically. I like to set it to manual 1 or manual 2. It really doesn't matter how you set it. This is just for the startup. I will do an in-depth guide about it later. So it doesn't matter how you set it for now if you're not going into combat. And like this. Now we will wait until near quality there is an OK. So I will see you once our INS is aligned and near the quality here. It is OK. It usually takes about 8 minutes from when you started. I'll see you then. Okay, so here we are. The INS is aligned. It needs to go down to quality 0.5. It usually takes between 8 minutes and 8 minutes 30 seconds. So it varies sometimes. And now we have our INS is aligned. What you want to do? You want to come down here to the INS, set it to nav, then set it to IFA, in-flight alignment. The IFA has a GPS, so it will cancel out any INS drift over time. So, that is the entire startup procedure. Now the plane is fully combat capable. You can go taxi and take off. So, thank you everyone for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll never miss a video of mine. So, with that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.